ADB Advocate Broadcasting Network.
Warm afternoon to you. Welcome to Niger Delta today. My name is Xavier Robert. We're broadcasting live from our smart studios here in Uyo. And of course, I am not here alone. I got company. Good morning.
Good afternoon to you, Robert.
Well, I don't know why that keeps happening, but then good afternoon to you.
All right, you're welcome to Niger Delta today on ADBN Television. And for today, we have a lineup, a very interesting one for you, starting with the 37th anniversary of Akwa Ibom State and the just concluded electoral process in Edo State, where a new governor has emerged in the state. And from all of that, we'll go to some other issues that are ringing the bells in the Niger Delta. Just stay with us.
Absolutely. The soldiers destroying 13 illegal refineries in the Niger Delta will also form crux of our conversation. We'll also dwell extensively on the Edo elections and reactions that have trailed that victory by Monday Okpebholo. Do stay tuned. Niger Delta Today continues right after this timeout.
In a world of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues, it is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence.
It is Groovy Mono, aka the Steve Prince. Yo, what's up? It's Big Shags. I'm in London.
Hey guys, I'm Princess Jekoko. My name is Mutale Mwanza, the Queen of Zambian Media.
My name is Grand Prince Itek. Hi guys, my name is Baj Adebule. I'm an actor and a filmer.
Hello guys, I'm Falagade Banks.
My name is Kelechi Amadiobi, photographer, storyteller.
My name is Lanrade Dura, I'm an actor.
My name is Chidi Mokime.
Hi, my name is Uche Uba.
It's Tobe Season.
I'm Miss Thames.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and brothers, I am Jimmy. You can call me the entertainer.
My name is Essie Odometa. I am an actor and a film producer.
My name is Sobi Kubala.
Hi. My name is Julius the Genius. I would give a shout out to ADBN.
Big shout out to ADBN TV.
You're watching ADBN.
And you are watching.
Keep watching ADBN TV.
And this is ADBN TV.
And this is a shout out to ADBN TV. Keep watching, don't switch the dial.
Shout out to ADBN. Keep watching, love.
And you are watching ADBN TV.
Shout out to ADBN TV. I've got one thing for you. Make sure you keep watching ADBN TV.
And shout out
to ADBN TV.
Shout out to ADBN TV. Don't touch the dial.
And you're watching
ADBN TV. Keep watching ADBN TV.
And I'm shouting out to ADBN TV.
They're watching ADBN TV.
Keep watching ADBN TV. This is where to be. And you're watching ADBN.
And shout out to
ADBN TV.
And shout out to ADBN TV. Keep watching.
And you're watching ADBN TV.
Keep watching ADBN TV.
Right now you are checking out ADBN TV. One time.
ADBN. Keep watching. I love you and kisses.
Keep watching ADBN.
And a special shout out to ADBN. Keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Please don't touch that dial.
Stay groovy.
Hey, Bobby.
It's a shout out to ADBN.
ADBN Advocate Broadcasting Network.
No matter wetin I see, enough fit make mouth heavy to talk am. That's now why people dey talk.
You know wetin dey worry you, but you no go fit take help yourself.
In this kind of situation now, what if they really no talk to una? Wetin be the way forward?
They go bury our chairman on Thursday. We go remain here.
Make we talk good where we dey see good, and where we know say we no dey see good, make we also dey talk am.
No woman
no mother deserves to know the grave of his child.
The bank manager, the bank executive, they are the one the government should first praise.
People They Talk, the show on Monday to Friday by 5 p.m. on top ADBN TV.
Many thanks for joining us again. Well, after months of intense politicking in Edo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared Monday Okpebholo of the All Progressives Congress APC as the winner of the keenly contested Saturday, September 21 governorship election in the South State. Well, Okpebholo, aged 54, secured 291,667 votes to defeat Asoy Godalo of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who got 247,274 votes, and Olumide Apata of the Labour Party, LP, who came a distant third in the race with 22,763 votes. 14 other candidates contested the seat, but got less than the 3 frontline candidates. The INEC's returning officer for the poll, Professor Farouk Kute, said at exactly 9:27 p.m. yesterday to delightful cheers from APC supporters at the Collation Center in Benin City that Okpebholo Monday of APC satisfied the requirement of the law and is hereby declared the winner and returned elected. Let's let you have a view of that particular clip of the announcement.
Professor Farouk Adamukuta, hereby certify that I am the returning officer for the 2024 Edo State governorship election held on the 21st of September 2024. That the election was contested. The candidate received the following votes. Party AA, 222 votes. Party A, 222 votes. Party AA, 206 votes. Party AAC, 273 votes. Party ADC, 1,956 votes. Party ADP, 1,099 votes. Party APC, 291,667 votes. Party ABGA, 1,242 votes. Party APM, 151 votes. Party APP, 144 votes. Party BP, 217 votes. Party LP, 22,763 votes. Party NNPP, Party NNPP, 1,034 votes. Party NRM, 720 votes. Party PDP, 247,274 votes. Party PRP, 635 votes. Party SDP, 537 votes. Party YPP, 296 votes. Party ZLP, 254 votes. That Okpebholo Monday of APC, having satisfied the requirement of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Signed by the returning officer, Professor Farouk Adamukuta, this day, 22nd day of September.
Well, there you have it. Announcement as done by the returning officer, Farouk Adamukuta, who, of course, declared Monday Okpebholo the winner of the Edo elections, which was, of course, keenly contested. Of course, you can see the margin of votes, 291,000 won by Okwebolo as against 247,000 and some fractions won by Ighodalo of the PDP. But then this leads me to the issue of how elections are won and how it all leads to a point like this where we get to the announcement of the result. I mean, you know what the conversations were during the campaigning and all that. There were a lot of tantrums thrown and people were expressing their hearts as regards who is going to emerge winner eventually and all that. And here we are having a situation where Okwebolo eventually emerges winner. And all that talk about he doesn't talk and all that, he's not competent enough, leads him to being the victorious one in this election. Now, it begs the question, what really happened? Is it that the APC won this one for Okwebolo, or was it truly him that was able to convince the people of Edo to eventually lead to his emerging victorious?
You know, when it comes to governorship elections, nowadays, people don't just look at the party. They look at the person who is willing to deliver the dividends of democracy. And a lot of people foretold this result because before the election, some parties had collapsed their structure to join the APC, including a faction of the PDP. So that had consolidated the stance of the APC in Edo State. And also there was this alleged non-backing of the FCT minister, who is a PDP member, that he was not in support of the PDP, allegedly though, PDP candidates in Edo. So a lot of attention has shifted from the PDP, which was actually the incumbent party as at that time, to the APC. So it's not surprising that the APC won this election. Well,
we'll continue to look at the reactions that keep trailing this. But first, let's let you have a view of what Monday Okwebolo said as he celebrated his win. Of course, he promised a new dawn for Edo people. We'll be playing back that particular clip from Monday Okwebolo.
I want to tell you that I'm starting from where I'm social. And I want to let you also know that I'm trying to emulate what I'm going to have done in Akwa Ibom State. Edo will receive a new transformation. By the grace of God, Edo is back again.
Well, we of course had reactions also from APC chairman in Edo, Jared Tenabe, who of course expressed his feelings as regards the outcome of the Edo polls. He said this ushers in development for the people of Edo.
For you to see him in the premises where election materials are kept is dangerous. Obaseki is a dangerous person right now. And we are calling on the immigration to be watchful because the next move is for him to zap. We're going to form a government of unity because before the elections you can see more than 8 political parties endorse him. So he's definitely going to form a government of unity. They saw in him what is not in Obaseki. So he's going to unite the state and bring the state together. Because it is only with that unity and peace that can attract development to the state. It's not possible because when you talk, how do you manufacture results? You don't manufacture because our process starts from the pooling units, and the results you have seen there are results that emanated from the pooling units, and it reflects what happened in the field as at that yesterday. And as I speak, the results that are being read out today are results that we already know through our situation room because we are collecting them from our situation room. Exit poll already show that we are going to win the election.
Well, in the spur of the moment, of course, politicians are bound to say things out of excitement. But then Senator representing the Edo North Senatorial District, Adams Oshamule, also congratulated the winner, saying God chose Okwebolo to make up for 8 years.
So on this day, first we give thanks to God Almighty that we did all those campaigns without casualty. That we did all those campaigns without any allegation against the candidates and any one of us visiting violence on anyone. Even when they planned and they did succeeded in killing his bodyguard in order to frighten him, God said, my son who I have anointed will not be frightened. So tonight, it can only be joy and joy and joy. I'll be governed by a combination of a man enriched with native wisdom, a man familiar with the custom and tradition of Edo State, a man who by his personal lifestyle is humble, gentle, but focused, a man who has used his personal resources to show love and commitment to babies, to mothers, to the elderly, to children, and to community. We can call him a guy who has huge credentials in terms of community services. A man who just looked like me and said that he's younger, he's fresher, and he has better energy to do the job that God has now entrusted in his shoulders. So I am a very happy man, I am a fulfilled man, and now I ask God in his evening powers to further enrich him.
Well, interestingly, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio also joined his voice in celebrating the triumph of Monday Okpebholo. Let's also let you have a view of that particular response.
Has said it all. For me, I believe that this is a turning point in the politics of Edo. This is a turning point in the politics of Edo State. The will of God has been done today. I regard this day as a day of liberation.
You meant God's will?
Yes, I believe strongly that God's will has been done today in Edo State. Yes, and I also want you to know that the will of God for people is nothing but progress, happiness, joy, and prosperity. I believe strongly that the election of Edo, though very tense at the beginning, the outcome is a reflection of the confidence that Nigerians have continued to express in President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that his administration has made a mess on the ground, but they are doing their best to see how they can turn around the fortunes of Nigerians. I want to tell you to remain patient and continue to support the president, support his administration, and know that yes, even like what has happened in Edo now, is a clear reflection of what will happen in.
Well, that was the Senate President Godswill Akpabio reacting to the victory of Monday Okpebholo in Saturday's election in Edo State. But what stood out for me in the whole commendation is the fact that the leadership of the APC have come to an agreement that the victory is one step. The next step that must be taken without any reservations is ensuring that the task of doing the work, the task of ensuring that the people of Edo, the people of Edo who are supposed to benefit from this particular incoming government are well served. Because, I mean, without performance, this whole jamboree will not, have any effect on the Edo people, which are, of course, the reason for this particular election.
Yeah, true. Because promising a new dawn is what almost every other victor during the governorship election has done initially. They were promised, now we're going to hit the ground running and all of that. So he has to come out to do that, because a lot of people are of the opinion that he's not the type that does a lot of talking. He does the work. So the actual work is what the people of Edo State will be expecting right now. And reactions are also coming from opposing parties like the PDP, where they said this is the worst election in the country due to alleged irregularities and all of that. We've had elections in other parts of the country where there was vote buying, intimidation, even leading to some casualties and all of that. But this was not recorded in Edo. So how can you say this is the worst? I think it's because when you have competition, stiff competition politically, you tend to bring in your emotions to the game of politics. And I think that statement is actually born out of hurt emotions.
Yes, another factor that stands out is, of course, the factor of incumbent. I mean, the support that Ighodalo had was definitely from the person seated at the helm of affairs in Edo State. So having to deal with the APC coming to take over the reins of power in a PDP-ruled state, I mean, it is going to generate a lot of...
do you think the people are not aware of the internal squabbles in the PDP?
Well, then, as they've said...
We don't want a continuation of all of that, so let's try something new.
Of course, they are saying that it is the will of the people that has prevailed, and let's see how this is going to translate to development for the Edo people. Well, then, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Monday Okpebholo of the All Progressives Congress for his victory in Saturday's Saturday's Edo State governorship election. He made this commendation and congratulations in a statement by presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga. And Tinubu urged Okpebholo not to gloat over his victory, but to see it as a challenging call for service. He also encouraged people who were aggrieved in the outcome of the election to, of course, seek legal redress, as Nigerians will call it. Nigerians will target, go to court if you are having issues with the outcome of the election. But then a lot of reactions have also trailed this victory. Also, this time from the camp of the PDP, where we have it that the governor of Adamawa State, Amadu Fintiri, on Sunday also condemned the outcome of the Edo State governorship election. Fintiri said he wept for Nigeria's democracy, describing the exercise as, in his words, shameful. And he accused the APC's national chairman of flying into Edo with a private jet on election day, defying movement restrictions. Well, a lot of allegations there from Amadu Fintiri on the outcome of the Edo polls. Then the governor of the state, Godwin Obaseki, also followed up with a statement. Of course, he voiced his concerns as regards the outcome of the polls, but then he spoke elaborately on the factor of peace and ensuring that persons who do not agree with the outcome of the polls seek redress through legal means. I think we have a footage of Governor Obaseki as he reacted to the outcome of Saturday's election in Edo State.
Good people of Edo State, in the last few months, the various political parties have embarked on very rigorous campaigns to sell their respective candidates for the office of governor to the people of Edo State, in an exercise which came to a climax yesterday. The attractive thing about democracy is the power it bestows on the people to choose who governs them. Therefore, when this power is blatantly seized from the people, it is not just a tragedy, but a travesty of democracy. Regrettably, the outcome of the September 21st governorship election appears to have daunted the spirit of many Edo people who feel powerless in the face of the brute force of the institutions that are supposed to protect them. It is therefore understandable that many people feel sad and aggrieved. But in the midst of this despair, I'm urging all my fellow Edo citizens to maintain calm and not resort to violence and the destruction of property in spite of this provocation. Peace and justice will always win at the end. And this is my prescription to all the good people of Edo State who feel vexed and violated at this time. Clearly, it is obvious to the least discerning the amount of impunity and reckless disregard for processes and law that was displayed in this gubernatorial election. In a democracy, there are always safeguards for addressing grievances, and we hope that all those affected will seek resolution for this blatant disregard of law and process. With this in mind, I implore all Edo people to go about their lawful businesses and rest assured of the commitment of our government to your well-being and security.
Governor Godwin Obaseki speaking on the outcome of the Edo polls and, of course, charging the Edo people to ensure that they go about their businesses lawfully and, of course, resting assured that every legal means will be taken to ensure that redress is taken. Well, there's something I noticed about a very vibrant Governor Godwin Obaseki. I don't know if you noticed his countenance. I mean, he seems to be having a difficult time.
No, there's a way that politics humbles you. Especially when you're not on the side of victory right now. You have to be humble. You have to have this sober reflection. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but sometimes it happens that way.
Well, I think we have some updates also from our team who went to Edo to cover the elections. Some reactions as regards what transpired during the polls and how the victors feel as regards what transpired in Edo. Let's pull up some of those interactions we recorded for you.
the Independent National Electoral Commission, through its returning officer, Farouk Kuta, yesterday announced the candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Monday Okpowele, as the duly elected governor of Edo State. As usual, while the APC have rolled out their drums to celebrate the victory of their candidate, the PDP are there protesting, claiming they were robbed of their victory. And a lot has happened since that yesterday. The Senate President was in the state to lend a helping hand to the APC, where he belongs. And there are other issues of agitations. The APC, the PDP agents at the collation center also yesterday claimed that most of the votes turned out by the INEC were mutilated, while that was quickly countered by the APC agent that place. And then joining me here to discuss and look at the outcome and then the reactions from that election yesterday is Jake Epele. Jake Epele is the DG, I'm correct, DG CEO of TAF Africa. And then my colleague, Mr. Caesar, is also here to discuss the fallout of that election. So I'm starting with, I'm beginning with Jake Epele. Sir, as a special observer of that election, how can you, in fact, what is your assessment of the whole process?
I think for we at TAF Africa, we're looking at the election from three perspectives. Number one, process. Number two, provision. And number three, the overall performance of the election. But as a way of opening statement, I must say that for me in particular, this is an election that I can describe as the highest rigor and the bidder takes it all. And that is what has played out in this election, and will play out in several elections if we don't nip it in the bud. A situation where the electoral umpire in the middle of the game changes the goalpost, violates the process, a situation where all the provision promised are not performed, and then the issue of, are we really doing what we should do as electorate? The blame is not only on the politicians or the electoral umpire. We also have a role to play, including the civil society that I belong. Did we do enough voter education? Are the people well aware of this election and the fact that they have a right to vote and be voted for? I think all of us needs to do more. But it is very, very disappointing that we keep having this same scenario playing out all the time.
But in doing this, it is a job for not just the electorate, like you rightly said, but also the electoral umpire, the civil society, the security. But we also take reactions from residents. We already have somebody standing by here to also give his take on what he feels about the election. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
I'm pleased to have you.
So the elections yesterday has been concluded. There's a winner right now. What do you feel about it? And do you think the process was something that we should be celebrating about, talking about how INEC conducted themselves?
Well, first and foremost, I think the process is a process that one will celebrate, and the good people of Edo State should celebrate. And Edo State elections have histories that we must look into. By the special grace of God, I am from a senatorial where these two candidates came from. Senator Monday Okpebo came from my own senatorial, which is the Edo Central. Barrister Aswen Igodalo came from that same senatorial, which is Eastern Central senatorial district, and I happen to come from that senatorial district. Edo State election has a history. You know, when we talk about the celebration of this victory, we have reasons. One, let me take you back to the history of Senator Monday Okpebo before he became a senator. There was a time in Ishan when this security challenge was facing the people of Ishan. And we had a meeting of the Ishan Edo Central sons and daughters to be of help. Then Aswen too was consulted to come to our aid. I can tell you, Aswen gave out 100,000 naira. And Senator Monday Okpebo then gave out 1 million naira. And did it just end at that? He gave out 5 sianas, each one to each local government. As at this time, Senator Monday Okpebo was not even a senator.
In the results that we have.
Yes, the election went away because I knew the people of Edo State do their best. The INEC do their best with the way it is. Because we got what we are expected from the people of Edo State and Nigeria in general. You see, I personally am a former local government vice chairman in Esan until Uromi. I was in PDP. Obaseki misled us. He told us then that Oshomule is not a good person. That Oshomule want a godfather. The man doesn't have problem. This, our present governor, he doesn't have problem. I knew he have respect for the traditional rulers. And I knew the same man have the people at heart. And I knew him, Senator Monday Okpebo, he will fight the insecurity in Edo State. Because then, when we were crying to our people that they should come and help us for the insecurity matter in Esan land, this Aswen Ighodalo, I was on that platform. Aswen Ighodalo donated 100,000 naira for the whole Ishan to fight insecurity. This Senator Monday Okpebo, on that platform, the insecurity in Esan land.
All right. I think that's...
He come here as a governor. I know he will do it, or he will show the kidnapper the exit of Ishan land.
All right, thank you so very much, gentlemen. There you have it. Edo has decided. We now have a governor-elect in the person of Senator Monday Okpebo. I just discovered how to, say that name properly. I used to say something else, but now I know it's Okpebo. I hope I got that right. This is a name that you need to remember. It's a name that's going to be on our lips for a long time to come, possibly the next 4 years, as the man in power, as the man at the helm of affairs right here in the ancient town or city of Benin, or Edo State, to be precise. My name is Kopona Caesar. Back to the studio.
Many thanks, Caesar, for those updates from Edo. Of course, the reactions that followed it. We would continue to keep our eyes on Edo and bringing in the reactions trailing this particular victory of Monday Okpebo, as the case may be. I'll also be learning how to pronounce that name correctly. Well, right now, with the reflecting on some of the issues that trailed this particular election, we have in the studio joining us Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network Director, Otwekong Franklin Isang. You're welcome, Otwekong.
Yeah, good to be with you, Robert, and Owens.
You're welcome, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Well, you've seen reactions from different persons as the election decision has been made in Edo State. We now have a winner as declared by INEC in the person of Monday Okpebo. And from the reactions that you are getting, would you say that you saw this coming? Or is this a total surprise to you? I mean, considering we had an incumbent, we still have an incumbent who is the governor of Edo State, Governor Basiki, who actually threw his supports clearly and openly to Aswa Ighodalo. And here we're having an outcome where the APC emerged winner. What do you make of all this?
I think I was here on Saturday to review the election as it was in progress. And I remember saying that the contest was between the sitting governor, Obaseki, and the former governor, Adams Oshimelu. And I said clearly that I even had to say that there is a third force, that is the Labour Party candidate. From what I have seen clearly, well, I think the people of Edo State have to use the antecedent of the former governor and the antecedent of the current governor to know who to vote for. And from the look of things, from the outcome as pronounced by INEC, it simply, implies that the people seem to go with the Adams Oshimelu's achievement and factor. For me, like I said before, the people are actually, skewed out of the entire thing. It is about the big wigs. It's about the big names. Nobody talk about the voter who is in the, in the village, the voter in the farmland, the one in the fish pond, and the rest of it, and the trader. I would expect that in going forward, we should be able to have election that will include the people at the grassroots. Why do I say this? Let those who want to lead us engage them. Sell your manifesto, sell your programs to the farmer, to the trader, to the fisherman. These are people that will feel the impact. But when you try to walk among the elite, among the political class, then it's a class struggle. That is what seemed to happen. So from the look of things, well, the people of Edo State have spoken based on the outcome. We want to pray that the governor will now sit down and be able to carry the grassroots and develop the state bottom-top approach, not working from the elite, working from what the godfathers will want you to do. Before you will now trickle down to the grassroots, you would have been cut. They would have been cut off. If you go to Edo State, Edo is one of the crude oil producing states in the south, in the oil producing region, but they lack roads. They lack good road network. They lack good hospitals. Of course.
They say
I even saw a video.
The flimsy reason they had.
Yeah. Some of the soil type and all of that
not
was part
having
of
roads.
That such excuse is too flimsy and shouldn't even come out from the government or come out from anyone. As long as there is a government in place, you have Bayelsa. Bayelsa also have an issue of topographical issue, but they still be able to develop. You have a governor that comes to develop. Bayelsa is like sit in between creek. It's a small enclave sitting inside creek is surrounding Bayelsa State. Yet they are still developing. Yet they are still doing things. So when you tell me,
but I want to take you back a little. You made mention of the fact that the election was actually among the
elite, the political class.
The key. So are you trying to say that Ighodalo now, Okpebholo, is going to dance to the tunes of?
No, I didn't actually say. I said that in the process, the build-up, because we as CSOs, we don't even look at the outcome. We follow the process.
But during their campaigns, they went to the rural areas.
That is the point. There was no political debate among the aspirants. There was no the winner, for instance, was evading media interviews. For instance, I have to say this because we followed up, but then he has emerged. He has been voted in by the people of Edo State. Now, it is not left for him now to go back to the villages. Let the people be engaged in his policies and programs. Let him now adopt bottom-top approach in his governance. Okay. I'm not saying he's going to, adopt the political elite, governance style, but he should now have an all-encompassing. Those who have even lost, there should be no loser. Everybody should be carried along so that you can now have peace in the state. All what they want is governance. And nothing more.
Okay, but then the interesting thing about the response of the governor, Godwin Obaseki, in that speech he made right after the announcement by INEC, he pointed out a couple of things. Clearly, he was aggrieved by the announcement of Monday Okpebholo as the winner of the election in Edo State, and he was of the opinion that democracy suffered a travesty. And then he went on to say that the persons that are aggrieved are encouraged to seek legal redress. From his countenance, you could tell that he's visibly startled by the outcome of this election. What do you make of the governor's call for peace, even after suffering this very enormous defeat for the PDP? Not just for him, actually, but for the PDP in general in Edo State.
I think I will adopt the comment made by your colleague, Owas, when you were conversing, and I was just watching, that politics has a way of humbling people. That though she made say that it wasn't actually that he was humbled, but politics has a way of humbling the players, especially when you're not at the winning side. Watching at the governor of the state addressing the people, I see someone who has been so humbled. Now, power is transient. Look at the governance style. One of your respondents speaking to us through your correspondent mentioned that the governor-elect has respect for the traditional institution. I hold a title in the traditional institution, so I know what it means to respect traditional institution. When you don't have respect for the monarchs, for the rulers at that level, then you have offended the gods in any way. I don't want to go into the politics of Edo State, but I think that the governor did not actually do well. He seemed to cut off from his friends, cut off from his colleagues, his associate, and was he actually obeying rule of law? Look at, for instance, the deputy governor, had to go to court. He was, allegedly impeached. He went to court and obtained, victory and came back. And the governor refused to even recognize the court judgment. All these things played out. You could see someone today who now came to his, his reality to say he is actually going to leave office. No position lasts for long. He has stayed for 4 years. He will be outside for 8 years now. He will be outside the flanks of government and be viewing how government is run. That is why I did say that the winner should embrace all. There shouldn't be a dichotomy of party divide. Today, now that the winner has emerged, all party flags should be flown at half mast. Let us now face development. I mentioned the issue of bad road. I want to see the issue of hospitals being fixed, public schools being fixed, and medical care. Let everybody be carried along. The issue of parties should be kept aside. The winner should embrace everyone.
And all should support him as well.
That's the point. Team up together. All they want is good governance. Security should be tackled. So one of the respondents talk about the issue of tackling security. We want to see that because Edo State is part of the oil-producing communities that need to benefit from the oil.
Okay, now let me take you back a little. You made mention of the fact that the political gladiators did not have any media briefing or what do you call it? So is it just the political parties now that are supposed to organize this manifesto declaration, or civil organizations can do that as well? And do you think the level of awareness when it comes to elections in Edo State is low? That's why that event did not take place.
Well, I wouldn't say that the voter education or civil education is low. I would think that the people of Edo beget what they deserve, because the leaders or their elite, seem to play a kind of politics that has to do with class politics. I mentioned that class politics because if you look at those who were at the campaign, it was more of people who were like, he offended me, he did not allow me to do that, he did that to this, and he caged me out and so on. So nobody actually talked about the grassroots, his program, his development, even him coming to speak to people. He didn't even actually use anything to campaign. I would have wanted to see a governor telling the people, vote for my party because of this I have done to so area. Throughout the campaign, even when he went to the market, for instance.
Perhaps suspense is part of his game.
Well, I wouldn't say suspense because his campaign process would have been what he has achieved. While Adams was on the street telling people, vote for me because vote for a party because of what I have done, he was using that. I wanted to see the other parties using what they have achieved, apart from the other parties that have been in government.
Okay, well, the coming days and weeks will be quite interesting in Edo State as we'll continue to keep our eyes on Edo to ensure that we monitor the transition from this particular government to the incoming government. But then, let's tell you that Akwa Ibom State And the governor, Pastor Moino, has urged residents to embrace peace and tolerance, not minding political affiliation. The pastor, while speaking at the interdenominational Thanksgiving service held at the International Worship Center in New York, emphasized that a harmonious society is crucial for citizens to fully reap the benefits of effective leadership. Let's get you that clip.
The joy we have today is that we can have all our leaders come together under one roof to worship one God who has created Akwa Ibom, whether as PDP or whether as APC, whether as YPP, whether as any other party. We are Akwa Ibomites first, and we...
Well, also Speaker Architect Victor Attar, a former governor of the state, expressed joy and admiration for the state's rapid growth and development since its creation.
Excellency, I want to compliment you because you have united Akwa Ibom. Nobody can ever think that this is a place that used to translate simple English news into 9 different languages. I congratulate you.
Has given us a man that believes in inclusivity in governance. So God bless.
Well, the Minister of State, Minister of Petroleum Resources, Gas, commended Governor Moino for promoting peace and unity in the Akwa Ibom state, emphasizing that the governor has implemented critical measures to tackle the challenges confronting the state.
What you have done in Akwa Ibom state, taking everybody along, irrespective of political affiliation. I salute you for that. You are the governor at the moment like this, and I refer to you as a good shepherd for Akwa Ibom people.
Of course, the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has harped on the need for continuous peace and harmony in Akwa Ibom state, as peace is essential for a city to thrive. The Senate President, who is represented by his wife, Her Excellency Mrs. Unoma Godswill Akpabio, stated this during the same special interdenominational Thanksgiving service held to mark the 37th anniversary of the state's creation and Nigeria's 64th independence in Akwa Ibom state. Mrs. Akpabio called on the state governor to guide the state back to Christ to bring healing and restoration to the people. Let's pull you up that particular track up.
See, you're a man of God, and you know, and I know, that God Almighty preserves the godly. When you're a godly man, when you're a godly woman, don't be afraid of anything. God will preserve you.
Well, there you have it. Reactions as Akwa Ibom turns 37 from the governor and from other bigwigs in the state. But then, Akwa Ibom is 37, and this is quite a remarkable and significant moment in the state's history, especially as we continue to harp on the issue of integration and on the issue of peace and how we can coexist as one. So far, would you say that the governor has done a terrific job in ensuring that he bonds the people of the state?
I want to say happy anniversary to everyone from Akwa Ibom State and those who have resided here, including myself and you and OS.
Thank you very much, sir.
I think Akwa Ibom State has fared better, more so that the state is now noted as the most peaceful state in the South, and even in Nigeria, if you want to look at it by the scale of insecurity that is ravaging across the country. The advent of Pastor Moino has actually changed the matrix and the politics. The political atmosphere in the state has changed. I did say when I was discussing the Edo politics that after election that all party flags should be flown at half-mast. From the day Governor Moino emerged the governor, I think from that day the politicking tempo reduced. You could see someone who was determined to carry along all persons. He came up and launched the Arise agenda at Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort, and he invited everyone from across the parties. From that particular event, you had the Senate President sending someone to represent him. You had the other parties who contested and lost at the contest also sending someone, and some of them were there personally. From that day onward, Senate president emerged as Senate president, he was in Abuja, went to visit him against the party, party lines. And ever since then, he's been inviting not just the Senate president, everything from the other party. You have the Labour Party, the Accord Party, the APC, and the rest, attending state function. Now, that is, for me, a very good omen. Now, you go to the party leaders. It was difficult to get the Obongota, the Senator Godswill Akpabio, the Governor Udo Emmanuel to sit in the same occasion. It was very difficult. I'm from here. I've been around from 1999 till date. I can tell you that at public functions, state function, it was always difficult to get these three players to be in one gathering. But here under the platform of Governor Moeno, you now have the three past governors coming to sit in one function. This is the miracle that we have been looking for. And with this, you can now see that there will be development because the three past governors will put their heads and advise him on what to do. If he doesn't take advice, there's no how you can bring them together.
Yeah, because he knows that
that's the point.
Development can only thrive in an atmosphere of peace.
For this, for instance, Obongota came up with a master plan of the state, brought up several infrastructure projects across the state. He will still be advising on how to achieve those programs. You have Senator Godswill Akpabio, who was the governor, who also came and built on the ATAS agenda, ATAS program, who will also be advising the governor on how to achieve what he also initiated. And you now have Udom, who came and blend with the ATAS program and the Godswill program, who will also be there to tell the governor on how to achieve his own agenda. So this is what we are saying. So we need things like this to move on. Now, having said this, I read the governor's broadcast this morning, marking the 37th anniversary. Fantastic broadcast. But the truth remains that the governor should be practical and intentional about how to begin to tackle the issue of cattle, what is it called? The anti-open grazing law that had been passed by the past government and yet to be enforced, because you have the cattle entering from and destroying farmlands. Now we are lacking food in the state because farmers no longer farm and have their crops protected. That's one. Two, Governor mentioned the issue of CNG gas stations. There is need for the government, apart from looking for investors, for the government to also go into it. Because when you have petrol in abundance in the state, because when the buyers dump, when those who use cars are now going to patronize gases, you now see that the patronage for fuel will drop and then the prices will crash. So the government should go into the business of having the CNG gas stations in the state and then bring in the investor to convert our cars, those who want to convert their cars from fuel to gas. Then the government should also go in to having fuel depot. Now today, petrol is over 2,000 naira a litre in Akwa Ibom State. I read the governor's speech when he warned that those marketers who are selling their petrol above the approved pump price will be dealt with. That the task force will be put in place to monitor it. My take is that the government can achieve more if the government can begin to build fuel depot that you can now be able to have when you get a tank farm, they get in the state. Now the marketers go to Calabar to buy. They go to Port Harcourt to buy. We don't have a fuel dump here in Akwa Ibom. Why can't we have it? When you have the fuel dump here, the prices of petrol will also drop. So these are things that I think the government can do to tackle the issue of food insecurity and hardship we are facing in this state.
Okay, thank you. While you were talking, you also dwelt on the political class, how he has been relating with the political
Exactly.
class. But also, during his initiatives cut across party lines.
That's the point.
From farming to the school renovations, even to the empowerment of youth, it was across party lines.
Exactly.
So I think Edo State should borrow a leaf from...
That is why my remark I said that while discussing the Edo politics, I said after election, all party factions should feel at half mast. Let the governor elect of Edo State look to Akwa Ibom and see the way Umano has been able to blend. You see what happened in Edo State could happen in any state where you have the political class ganging up against one person. And you see what everybody became like. It was like the victory was like for everyone to celebrate, because those who are the key players were like sidelined. But in Akwa Ibom State now, you see the key players are now aligning. Even at the Thanksgiving, You see the senators, the Senate president's wife, who was there to present the Senate president, speaking about it. Talking about hammering of the issue of peace, saying where there is no peace, there will be no progress. That is the fact. So you need peace, you need that harmony, you need mutual respect. You must respect those who have been there before you. That is why the governor is doing today. He's showing respect to Obongota, to Godswill Akpabio, to Udo Emmanuel, and to the leaders of the state. This is a good one for the state at 37.
Okay, we will continue to keep Akwa Ibom at the front burner today. Of course, celebrating 37. It is no mean feat. Congratulations to Akwa Ibom, and thank you very much to Atuekon Franklin Isang, Director, Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network, for being a part of Niger Delta today.
It's my pleasure always.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you very much. Well, that is the size of the program for today. My name is Xavier Robert. Of course, you can follow our activities on adbntv.com.
And I am Averu Swagene Ebo. Bye for now.
ADBN, Advocate Broadcasting Network.
In a world of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion